MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Today we've got a good matchup ahead between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. Cole Stewart gets the ball for the Orioles in this one. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, listen, you don't have to know much about statistics to know that this is a bad one. How about this guy on the year as a starting pitcher? Left-handers are hitting over 300 against this guy. He's going to have to change something or he won't be pitching very long in this league.
Now at the plate, Brandon Lau. He will lead this one off today.
The left fielder, number 8.
First delivery to him on the way. That's yanked into the stands. Strike one.
First pitch, 106.
The windup and the 0-1.
Ball, no.
Well, guys, these Orioles entering play today. They come off another loss last time out, and in fact, they've dropped 3 of their last 4.
Matty, we've seen some good baseball in the first 2 games of this set, and expect another close one here. Both of the first 2 games decided by 1 run.
You know, D-Row, when you get in these series like this, when 1 run means so much, you like to be able to be the team to score first, but both these games have been very close, and it's going to boil down to who gets the big hits in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning.
The 1-2. Lifted down the line in left. And he's going to have extra bases right out of the chute today. And the Rays strike quickly here in the inning. It's a leadoff double.
Wow, that's the way to kick off a day at the ballpark right there. Leadoff hitter, and he puts the pitcher on his heels right out of the gate with a leadoff double. It's hard to get settled into a game as a pitcher when you're dealing with the runner in scoring position 1 batter into the game.
And that'll bring up Joey Wendell as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. Looking to get something to the right side with that leadoff man at second to start the ball game. Oh, and 1, here it comes.
No.
Wendell is a strong defender playing up the middle in the infield. He's got great hands, good range, the big arm, and those skills are not lost on his teammates, his coaches, or his front office for that matter.
Yeah, he has the ability. What I love about this ball player, he's got such a great internal clock. It seems like it's bang bang at first every time, but the guy's out. He's got sure hands and an accurate throwing arm.
1-2 is an off-speed pitch. No dice. It's 2-2. And set up behind the dish is Woody Keller as you see the rest of our umpiring crew there.
You know, D-Row, Woody Keller's a good umpire, but at times the consistency kind of wavers a little bit. I'm not sure if you'd say he's a low ball umpire or a high ball umpire. Sometimes his zone changes from game to game.
Yeah, he can be a little inconsistent, Dan, no question about it, but he's approachable. As an offensive player, I just want to be able to turn around and say, is that as far as you're going today? And Woody will usually give you an answer.
Payoff pitch one more time. This is pulled into right. And that's in there. Base hit. Lau blows through the stop sign, headed for home. The tag, and he is out at the plate. And so much for our first run of the ball game.
Batting third, the third baseman, number 2, Yandy Diaz.
And that'll bring in Yandy Diaz. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. And he just couldn't keep that ball fair as it winds up a long foul ball. And there's ball 1.
You know he wants that on the mound, especially if it would have made the count 0-2. Didn't get it, though, so now you have to make another quality pitch on 1-1.
Wendell, a runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. Throw over to the bag. Throw in the dirt to first, and he can't come up with it cleanly. He's running again. Pitch outside the throw. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw. So he swipes second successfully, but you have to wonder now if that might actually end up taking the bat out of the hands of one of their better hitters.
Well, that's a good point, Matt, but I'd be a little surprised if that's the case. It's still early and the game is tied, so that would be a pretty cautious move to pitch around him here or just walk him flat out.
Hayes on the run for it. He gets there, and that's the second out. And no tag at second. He'll head back there with 2 away now.
Batting fourth, the first baseman, G-Man Choi.
Man at second here with 2 away, and that brings up the corner infielder G-Man Choi. First pitch of the at-bat.
Ball. 1-0.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
The set and the 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes. 2-out base runner aboard in the top of the first. Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now. Has a look. Now the pitch. Swung on but fouled off to the left. And he missed with this one up around the noggin. Now it's full.
You would think in this situation, maybe with a base open, he'd just pitch around him and put him on first. But not with the guy in the on-deck circle. He's going to attack this hitter.
He's set. The payoff pitch. Lifted the other way to left center. Santander waits on it. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. 1 left for Tampa. Tampa Bay 0. Orioles coming up. You're watching the show. Brendan McKay starts the game on the mound for the 3rd and final game of the series. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, you can't always judge a pitcher by the numbers. I know the ERA is into the 4s coming into this start, but he's actually a pretty solid pitcher. And every once in a while, he can throw some decent games in there. It's not easy having an ERA under 4 in baseball. He's slightly over that, but this guy's a better pitcher than that ERA indicates.
Here's the shortstop now, Jose Iglesias. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Takes this the other way to right, and that's a base hit. So a little first pitch swing in there as he's on to kick off the inning.
Batting second, the second baseman, Hunter Alberto.
And digging into the batter's box will be Hanser Alberto. And guys, the Rays, as they begin play here this afternoon, they come in looking to make it 2 in a row as they were winners last time out.
Hey, thanks, Matty. Hey, you know what, D-Roll? Try to get on a kind of a little mini winning streak here. Losing the first game of this series, winning game 2, and hopefully winning this series by pulling one out here today.
Yeah, Dan, they were able to shower that first loss off in the first game of this series and had a nice bounce-back game yesterday. Let's see if they can steal the series right here.
Batting third, the left fielder,
Anthony Santander the next to bat. No one on base for him after the double play.
Yeah, Matt, that 2-ball really changed the complexion of this inning. It looked like the middle of the order was going to have a chance to get a big hit with some ducks on the pond, but now they just have to try and get a 2-out rally started.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Ball. Ball. 2-0 to count.
Now the 2-0 home. And here's a ball hit in the air. And no one will track it down. Line drive to left. Lau's got it, and the inning is over. Nothing doing this time around for the O's. Still no score. So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Hunter Renfroe. And as you check out his righty-lefty splits, no surprise that he hits better against southpaws than he does against right-handers. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike one.
He's had some success so far, but he's going to need to continue to throw strikes early on in the zone because the more they see this guy, sooner or later they're going to figure him out.
1-1 the count now. Now here's the pitch.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Line to the right side, but a foul ball. Ready with another 2-2. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Classic slider down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
At the plate, Jose Martinez. Base hit, line drive into the corner. And this one bounds around against the wall. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
Not really much the pitcher can do about that one. He put the ball down in the zone where he wanted it, but it was just a solid piece of hitting. Goes down and gets it and pulls it into the corner for extra bases.
Yeah, as you know, Dan, sometimes the hitter just wins. Up next for the Rays, Willy Adames. And there you see the numbers over his last 8 contests. He's really been leading the charge for this team. First delivery to him on the way. Now a ball lined to the left side. Foul. Out of play. A ball and 2 strikes to the Rays shortstop.
1-2 to count.
This pitch is popped up, and no one will get this one. No score here as we play inning number 2. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. Comes set. Now the pitch. Fouled away. The 2-2 one more time.
Ball 3.
Hey, this has been an epic at-bat right here. I don't blame the pitcher for a little nibbling right there. Maybe get a swing and a miss. He didn't bite on that one, so now we go full count.
And he finally wins the battle as this is swung on and missed for the second out.
Batting in, the catcher.
At the plate, Kevin Smith, runner in scoring position with two gone. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Ready with the 0-1.
Boy, this is one of those ABs you like to hit the rewind button on. Put himself in a tough spot now, hitting with 2 strikes.
This is popped up. And he'll lunge out of the crouch to put this one away. Good reactions there, and the inning is over. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. On now to the bottom of the second. And we are tied 0-0. Bottom of the inning now, and striding forward the designated hitter, Renato Nunez.
The designated hitter, Renato Nunez.
Here comes the first pitch. Fastball well outside. Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing. Swing and a miss as he pulled the string on him. 1-2.
Woo, not a spot you'd expect a curveball. He's lucky he missed because that's the kind of pitch that gets hit out of the ballpark.
Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Margot's under it. 1 away.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, Chris Davis.
So the bases are empty with 1 man gone. And up next, the left-handed power bat of Chris Davis. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball too high to start him out here. 1-0. Bottom of the second here with no score. 1-1 the count to Chris Davis.
Nice adjustment out on the mound. Overthrew the first one a little bit, but got on top and let that ball rip right out in front of him.
And a half swing here, but he pretty clearly went around, and it's 1-2 now. And a fastball blew it right by him, and there are 2 down.
Oh, man, he's been absolutely getting overmatched at the plate the last couple of games. That's his 5th strikeout in this series alone. So clearly this pitching staff, they figured out how to attack this guy. We'll see if he can make any adjustments.
Austin Hayes the next to bat. As he will take a look at a fastball in there as that strike zone expands just a little. It's 0-1. He'll try to make something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the second. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
He's up in the zone a lot right now. Sometimes that can be effective, but I think you have to be careful with that, especially during a day game where the ball tends to carry a lot more.
The 1-1.
Take a step back right here. After 3 fastballs in a row, there is no chance he throws you a 4th.
high in the air out to center field. Margot's under it. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Orioles, who move to the third with no score. Top of the third set to get underway, and that'll bring up the versatile center fielder Manuel Margot.
Number 13.
First pitch coming. Here it is.
Margot.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0.
Sometimes it can be difficult for a pitcher. You're facing a guy that's not known to be a big stick in the lineup. Sometimes the toughest thing is to be aggressive and throw strikes.
Too high, and it's 3-0.
Well, knowing the threat this guy poses if he gets on base, I think the next pitch should be a challenge pitch. You don't want to give guys that can run a free chance to cause havoc out there, especially the leadoff guy.
3-1 the count now. Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And this will be nowhere close as his control deserts him here. It's a 5-pitch walk.
And that hole at bat, I feel like he really didn't want to challenge him. And I'm really surprised by that because I think this is a guy in the bottom third of the order you have to go right after.
Trying to pick things up where he left off, Brendan Lau. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here. From the belt, kicks and deals. Davis has it to Iglesias for 1. On to first to complete the double play.
That's one of the hardest double plays to turn right there because of the difficult throw the first baseman has to make. No problem this time, though, and they get the 2 outs they were looking for.
Joey Wendell digs in now. A base hit in his first trip. Now here it comes. Third inning, no score to this point. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball. The 1-1 is swung on and missed, and that's strike 2. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Rays held in check here. Home half of the third coming up. No score.
Welcome back. As the Orioles look to get the offense going here in the third, this is a lineup that has had its struggles this season. Entering the day, they rank near the bottom of the league in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging. So it's clear this is a work in progress. One player told me before the game, it's a difficult thing to go through. We're all competitive guys, and we believe in ourselves, but we're obviously not getting the results we need. Now, one coach told me that despite the numbers being what they are, he's seeing a lot of development happening. So he's optimistic about what the future holds, especially for some of their younger players. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you, Heidi. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1.
That's just too much velocity upstairs to get good wood on it. It's going to have to lower his sights.
Late on that one as it's fouled off to the left side. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And it's fouled away. Another 0-2 home. And he fouls this one off. The next 0-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
Pretty textbook pitching right there. Jump ahead in the count 0-2 and then start working outside the zone. Easier said than done, but that's the way you do it.
Joe Beck.
Standing in now, Bobby Dahlbeck. As he'll take a breaking ball in off the plate for ball 1. Bottom of inning number 3, 0-0 our score. Now this is sprayed foul off to the left, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Swing, and there it goes. He got all of this one. And gone. An absolute bomb. A solo shot here to left. Home run number 2 for him on the year. As the O's are on the board first, it's 1-0.
Yeah, and as we take a look at it on replay, you can see this thing was gone from the second it left his bat. A thunderous shot that dang near gave the pitcher a little whiplash. Challenged him with a fastball and lost big time.
Pedro Severino digs in at the plate.
The catcher.
As he'll take a look at ball 1. And you see that average below the dreaded Mendoza line. This is line to left. And that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit. Number 9 batter comes through that time, as it'll now be up to the top of the order with 1 away.
I mean, that had to feel amazing right there. I know it's only a single, but when you're walking to the plate and you're not even hitting your weight, to see that batting average go up had to put a smile on his face.
From the stretch. Good curveball there, gets the swing and miss. Liner toward right center, and that'll get down for a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second, as there are 2 aboard now.
That pitcher's got to be shaking his head right now. You got to tip your cap right there. I'm still always impressed when offensive players are able to come out of the zone and still be able to make hard contact.
And he lays off there, 1-0.
It's not easy to continue pounding the strike zone when you've given up 3 consecutive hits, but he has to trust that getting the ball down in the zone will get him an out.
Line drive to left. That's in there. Base hit. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second.
The left fielder, number 25.
And time will be called here as the pitching coach heads out to the mound and hopefully try and settle this guy down a bit. Into the box, Anthony Santander.
No.
And a ball, 1-0. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Two 2-0 to the Baltimore left fielder.
Has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
still only one out in the inning. And this is lifted high in the air down the right field line. Renfroe is over, and he puts it away in foul ground for the second out. And he will hasten his way back to first, where he's in there safely.
The designated hitter, Renato Nunez.
So 2 men are gone now in the Baltimore third. And digging in next at the plate will be Renato Nunez. He's ready. Here's the first offering. There's the cut fastball, but it's low, 1-0. And a strike to even the count. 1-1.
Even though it's early on in this one, anytime you get runners in scoring position, you'd like to knock them in.
And it's 1-2.
He's looking pretty passive here, hitting with a chance to drive in a run. Gonna have to make something happen with 2 strikes now.
2 men are on with 2 men out. And he'll try to hold up in time, but to no avail as he went around, and the inning is over. So it's 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors and a couple of men left on. On now to the top of inning number 4. Baltimore's out in front, 2-0. All set for the start of the inning, and set to go as the third baseman, Yandy Diaz.
Hey, we're still in the early stages in this one. They're only down by a couple of runs, but it's really key for this leadoff guy to try to get on and get a big inning started.
First delivery to him on the way. And he goes down and gets this fastball and takes it high in the air to deep straightaway center. Into the bleachers and gone. So it's a solo shot to dead center. 6th home run on the season for him. And the Rays have cut this to a 2-1 ball game now.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stings, sure, but a solo shot isn't going to be the deciding factor in a game.
Now batting, the first baseman,
Ji-Man Choi the next to hit. As the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. Choi, originally from South Korea, he was taken in the 2nd round back in the 2015 MLB draft.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player. I wouldn't put him on the superstar level, but you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy has, nice pick.
2 balls and a strike to the Rays first baseman. And this one's low here, so the count swells to 3-1. Hunter Renfroe will be next. The 3-1. Finds the zone to fill the count, 3-2.
Count is full, 3-2.
Hard liner to center field. Under it is Hayes, and that's the first out of the inning. Good time now to check out the Orioles' Road to the Show report, as you see a couple of guys in the upper levels that have been making waves of late. So now to the plate, Hunter Renfroe. As he'll cut on and miss it, a good slider at the knees for strike 1. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Now here's the pitch. Shin high, that's taken for a ball. 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors for Tampa Bay so far. Now a strike called in the upper part of the zone. And now a right-hander up and throwing in the Baltimore bullpen. The 1-2. A swing and a high drive to right center field. Right fielder looking up into the bleachers and gone. Hunter Renfroe leaves the yard with a solo shot. Number 18 for him on the campaign, as the Rays have come back to tie things at 2.
This guy has been a serious thorn in the side of the staff, homering twice in 3 days. The numbers don't lie. He owns these guys right now.
Now batting, designated hitter.
At the plate now, Jose Martinez. And a swing from him yields a foul pop out of play to the right. 1 for 1 as he reached base with a double his first time up. The windup and the 0-1. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Stewart is there, and he'll bring this one in. So with 2 gone here in the 4th, let's check out our pitch speed comparison for the 2 starters. And both guys throwing the country hardball so far. Top speeds of 95 and 97. So bases are empty here with 2 gone. And up next will be Willy Adames. First pitch coming. Here it is.
Ball.
Hits are even right now at 5 aside. Now here's a bouncing ball headed for Iglesias at short. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. So they get a couple of runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left aboard. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go, and we are tied 2-2. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th, and set to go is the veteran first baseman, Chris Davis. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And he couldn't hold back that time. They say he went around. It's strike 1. Davis, who's often called Crush Davis. He was a 5th round pick during the first-year player draft of 2006.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
The 1-1. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. Pitch on the way. And this is swung on and missed, and this 4th inning will start the same way he ended the 3rd, with a strikeout, and there's 1 away.
This has not been a weekend to remember for him. He's just been completely lost at the plate, flailing all over the place. Now that's his 6th strikeout of the series. They've really got him figured out.
Into the box now, Austin Hayes, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. High in the air out to center field. Margot's under it. And that's the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting, number 24.
Ready now for Baltimore, DJ Stewart. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. Ball. 2-0. Stewart, a 25-year-old. He's in his rookie year here at the big league level. Two runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Orioles so far. Now a curveball here, nowhere close. That's in the dirt. It's 3-1.
If I'm in the box right now, I'm coming unglued. He is going to throw something over the heart of the plate.
Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Legs churning. He's headed for second. And he'll coast into second here with a 2-out double.
Wow, he almost blew that fastball by him, but he shows some quick hands to catch up to it and drive it down the opposite line. Didn't keep it fair by much, but he did, and that's a nice two-bagger.
At the plate, Bobby Dahlbeck, as he'll take a look at a curveball that misses wide for ball one. He homered back in the third inning in this one. Ready with the 1-0. Breaking ball. That's in the dirt as he takes a ball. Drives it out to deep right center field. Right fielder giving chase. But it's over his head, and it hops the wall for a ground rule double.
And this thing bounces over the wall, but I don't think it would have mattered if it stayed in the ballpark. Either way, the runner was going to score, and he was going to wind up at second. He drove that ball really nicely.
To the plate now, Pedro Severino, as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball one. 1 for 1 after a single his first time up. Fastball at 94 miles an hour, and it's 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes to the Baltimore backstop now.
I know he's been struggling early, but that pitch right there, well executed changeup. If he can mix that in, maybe he hangs around for a little while longer.
Their count now at 2-2. Even at 2-2. The pitch. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. Here's one that misses inside, and the count's run full now. 3-2.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. Margot looks up. Gone into the home bullpen for a home run. So a 2-run shot to left center. Home run number 2 for him on the year. And just like that, it's now a 5-2 ball game.
Dan, you see the guy out on the mound. He's pitching with bad body language right there. There's blood in the water for a lot of these hitters.
You know, D-Row, you have to make up your mind when you run out there. You're going to do one of 2 things. You're going to be the hunter or the huntee. And right now, they're hunting this guy.
Into the box, Jose Iglesias. As he'll wait out a breaking pitch here that finds the zone for strike 1. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. Off-speed pitch here, but it dips below the knees, evening us at 1-1.
Lots of hits given up, but so far no walks. At least he's making them work to get on base. Problem is, they haven't had to work too hard.
2 balls and a strike to the Orioles leadoff hitter.
Well, I think he just kind of lost focus on the mound right there. It's clearly not going his way, and he's thinking more about that than the task at hand. And right now he needs to think about this hitter.
The 2-1 home. Waves and misses for strike number 2. changes up on him if that's in the dirt for a ball. Line towards center field. And again, he's got himself a base hit, make it 3 for 3. So on a full count pitch, he's able to get on base and keep the inning going.
They talk about having a day. How about 3 at-bats, 3 knocks? Not a bad day, D-Row.
We used to say in the big leagues on the bench, anybody can get 2. Can you get 3? And if you get 3, who's on the hook for 4?
First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. 3 runs already home here. And that's in there for his strike 1-1. Now a southpaw up to throw in that Tampa Bay bullpen. The 1-1 home. Misses, ball 2.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That one bends into the zone. A strike on the breaking ball. 2 out with the man at first. Count remains 2-2. Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
Oh, and he can't pick it up cleanly. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. But they strike for 3 in the inning. 2 on this 2-run home run. We played 4. It's now 5-2 Baltimore. Welcome back to Baltimore as we send you down to check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, Rays manager Kevin Cash talked to me in between innings about his lineup's offensive production. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. He said there is nothing prettier than frozen rope after frozen rope, and that is exactly what he's getting right now. The data says they've hit 8 line drives as a team in this one, some resulting in outs, but obviously that's a good sign for them going forward.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
Leading off for Tampa Bay,
Kevin Smith will be next. 0 for 1 after a pop-out in foul territory his first time through.
Yeah, we used to have a saying right here. You would stride to the plate for this AB trying to chop wood. Not in today's game. You just want to get your bat plane on the same path of the ball. Can't continue to swing under those elevated heaters. Pitcher wants to have a quick inning right here. Capitalize on the momentum his batters have.
Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now. And he takes one off the inside corner for ball 2.
2-1.
Here's the 2-1 home. Lifted in the air toward the line and right. Long run for the right fielder, but this will land untouched. Line to the right side, and this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single.
Nothing fires me up more than watching an offensive player stay inside a baseball and drive it the other way.
And that'll bring up Manuel Margot as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. He'll enter play here with that average down in the low 200s. 3 homers and 11 RBIs. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
No strike.
We're in the 5th inning here. 5-2 is our score. into the corner and slicing foul. And it misses. 3-1 now. Brandon Lau waits on deck. Has a look, now the pitch. And he takes ball 4. So a good job out of the 9-hole in getting on base as we go back to the top of the order.
Always tough to issue a free pass, but especially troublesome when you give up a single right before that to start the inning. We'll see if he can figure out a way to wiggle out of this.
Now here comes the Oriole manager up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to motion for the bullpen, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So the line score will show he departs after just 4 innings of work, and you know they wanted more out of him than this, as he won't even stand to be the winning pitcher here. Hunter Harvey comes on now in an awfully difficult situation, as there are 2 on here with nobody out.
Hunter Harvey.
Brandon Lau will be his first test out of the bullpen, and it'll be a tough test indeed, as he'll face him with 2 on and nobody out here. He's set, and the pitch. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. First and second here with nobody out. On the ground to the left side. Oh, a diving effort as it's off his glove. And they'll be left with no play, as that's going to load the bases now on what should be ruled an infield single. In now, Joey Wendell, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1.
Props to the hitter right there for laying off with a guy on third. You want to be aggressive, but you have to get a pitch you can drive.
The 1-1 is taken for ball 2. The 2-1.
That's the ball.
Everyone in the ballpark knows what the pitcher's intentions are in this situation. Great job at the plate to lay off a tough pitch in a good spot.
Oh, and it misses. Ball 4, and that will force home a run.
The third baseman, number 2, Yandy Diaz.
So stepping in, Yandy Diaz, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield.
Yeah, Matt, and going back to that last AB, that was a pretty good fastball down in the zone, so that tells me this guy likes to get that bat head down, and he covers that low pitch quite well. It's difficult at times, though, because as a pitcher, you're taught to stay down in the zone. If you do that, you're throwing it right into this guy's wheelhouse.
Tight spot, bases loaded, nobody out. Well hit, but also well fouled into the seats and left. The 1-1. Ground ball sent back up the middle to Iglesias for 1. On to first, and it's a double play, although the run does come into score from third.
Now batting.
Hey, bases loaded. Last thing you want to do is ground into a double play, and that's just what he does. 1 run scores, but you don't get an RBI in that spot. That's a rally killer.
So striding in, Ji-Man Choi, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0.
With the runner on third, 2 outs, base open, and a good hitter at the plate, you have to be smart and not give in. If you walk this guy, so what? It's a lot worse if you give him a ball that he can hurt you on.
1-0. Here it is. Ground ball right side. Alberto gloves it. Throw is in time, and they're able to avoid the huge inning here as the side is retired. So it's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. Last half of the 5th coming up. The O's lead this thing 5-4. In now for the O's, Anthony Santander. He flew out in his last at-bat.
The left fielder, Anthony Santander.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
One of the keys when you're looking at a subpar pitching performance is first pitch strikes. And so far, this guy struggled. First pitch strikes, less than 40%. He's going to need to clean that up.
A ball and a strike now. And now a pitch on the way.
I'm sure he's frustrated by that call. Probably could have been a strike, but at the same time, earning strikes from the umpire is a real thing. If you've been all over the place like he has, you're just not going to get much help from the umpires.
Sliced hard on the ground. Reined in. Throw to first is in time for the first out. So a good job to get the out there, but with 5 runs already surrendered, that's not going to do any favors to the team ERA so far this season. And as you can see there, they find themselves hovering just a few spaces above the bottom in the entire American League. And now the designated hitter for the Orioles, Renato Nunez. He flew out his first time around and then was a strikeout victim most recently. Can't find the zone there as he lays off the breaking ball. 1 out, nobody on. Now a swing and a deep drive to left, and it ain't coming back. And out of here, and I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. A solo shot here to left. Home run number 16 for him on the year, and it's now 6-4. How about the work the lineups have been doing so far, fellas?
Matty V, this is turning into Home Run Derby Part 2. D-Row, 5 bombs already in this one.
Yeah, there's a fight at the bat rack for both teams right here. A lot of mislocations right out over the heart of the plate, and neither side is missing.
Now the Rays manager is going to take that slow walk out toward the mound, and we're going to have a pitching change, as that's going to be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll make his way to the dugout after working just 4 1/3, and he just didn't have his best stuff in this one. Anthony Banda will come out and take the ball here as he'll be making his 15th appearance of the year. Here's Chris Davis now.
Number 19.
And he's a bit tardy there on the first pitch fastball. It's 0-1. No hits to this point. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Bases are empty. 1 man out. Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2.
Well, that's a pitch right there you gotta just lay off. There's a good chance he's going to throw it on 0-2, and if you can recognize it starting down in the zone, you know it's only going to go down from there.
And he struck out again. That's the 3rd time he's gone down on strikes in this one.
Now batting, center fielder, Austin Hayes.
Into the box now, Austin Hayes. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one. First pitch on its way.
Ball.
Here comes the 1-0. That misses 2-0.
2-0 to count.
Popped him up. Choi in foul ground. And the inning is over. Orioles get a run thanks to the long ball. 5 innings complete. It's a 2-run lead now. It's 6-4. Top half of the 6th about to get started, and standing in the outfielder, Hunter Renfroe.
Things not looking very good so far in this one, but we're still in the middle innings. They're down by a couple of runs, and this would be the right place and the right time to get something going. The last thing they want to do is to try to come from behind and win this one in the 8th or 9th inning.
Comes set with the 0-1. This is on the ground over to first. Oh, and he has some trouble with it. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th.
Well, if you're going to bobble a ball, you have to hope it's when a guy is lumbering down the base pass. He's no speedster, so that was a good job to stay calm and make the recovery throw.
Next will be the designated hitter, Jose Martinez. 1 for 2 with a double on the ledger so far. Here's the first pitch to him. High and deep to right center. Hayes on the run for it. He makes the play. Really had to hustle to get to that one. 2 gone now.
The batter, number 1, shortstop, Willie Adames.
Now at the plate, Willie Adames. 0 for 2 for him to this point. First delivery to him on the way.
Well, they've really had an answer for keeping him in check in this series. He's offered very little resistance with the bat in his hand so far.
That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Looks like a lefty and a right-hander throwing in the Baltimore bullpen. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
1 strike.
Breaking ball well inside and taken for ball 3.
Call didn't go his way on 2-1, but it's important here on 3-1 to still make a quality pitch. You have to have the mindset that you're still the one in the driver's seat.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. There's the good fastball, and he can't catch up. 3-2.
I think it's safe to say he wasn't ready for the fastball.
Wow, was he behind that fastball? Great job on the mound using the curveball to set up the heater.
Throw on to Davis takes care of him, and that'll end the inning. Down in order go the Rays. Score remains steady at 6-4. Bottom of the 6th inning on its way, but first here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, I had a chance to discuss the state of the Orioles offense with their manager between innings, and flat out he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. He said they're doing an excellent job with pitch selection, meaning they're swinging at the right pitches and doing damage with them. The numbers back that up. 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet, guys.
Thank you, Heidi. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and next it'll be the outfielder, DJ Stewart.
The right fielder, number 24.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
Well, he kind of tipped his hand right there. His approach is obviously sitting on the off speed because he was so late on that first pitch heater.
And that's a called strike at the letters. Though that looked high from here, it's 0-2 now. And he goes against the shift there as this is on the ground to the left side. And the throw on to first will take care of him. So he's thrown out by the only man standing on the left side of the infield. One away.
Bobby Dalbec.
Bobby Dalbec will stride in again, and before he takes his cuts here, let's flash you back to the third inning. This was just a solo shot, but it definitely helped get this offense going. First pitch of the at-bat. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1.
One strike.
One out, nobody on. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Heading out towards shallow right. Long run for the right fielder. He makes the running play. 2 down.
The catcher, number 28, Pedro Severino.
Pedro Severino will stand in again as we flash you back here to the 4th inning. This was a 2-run home run that was definitely one of the big blows of the ball game to this point. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
No. 1 ball, no strike.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Ball 2.
This at-bat sets up really good right here, right? Hasn't seen a fastball yet, but now he gets to count at 2 balls and no strikes. He has to be looking for a fastball right here.
Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Well, he knows it, but this is the kind of guy you just have to go right after. He's not the biggest threat with the bat, so it's time to challenge him right here.
And he takes ball 4, so a good job out of the 9-hole in getting on base as we go back to the top of the order.
The batter, number 11, shortstop, Jose.
Back to the top of the Oriole lineup now, and stepping in, Jose Iglesias. And we'll see if they can make him pay for the 2-out walk. Always considered a big no-no, of course. He's set. Here it comes. And that's in there for strike 1. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Working for the punch out and the offering. Liner toward right center. That's in, and he is just on a tear. That makes him 4 for 4. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
I mean, obviously this guy is built to play in the daytime. 4 for 4, you know he's seeing it good right now. These are the days that you remember for a long time.
So now to the plate, Hanser Alberto, as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Now a ball lined to the left side, but foul. Now the 1-1 pitch is a fastball that misses. Two down, runners at first and second. All even now, 2-2. From the belt, kicks and deals. Breaking ball, and he gets him to chase it in the dirt. And this ball's right past him at first base. So they'll slap an error on the catcher there, and you can tell he's not happy back there. Stepping in, Anthony Santander. He was a ground-out victim last time up. Trying to keep the deficit right where it is. The pitch. Swing, and he pops him up. And this should get him out of it. Wendell is there as he makes the catch, and they'll tightrope out of danger as he strands. The bases loaded. Michael Rooker is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Number 62, Michael Rooker.
Stepping in, Kevin Smith. He singled his last time up.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast. They could certainly use that right now.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he misses inside with that one. Ball 1. Fouled away. Here it comes on 1-1. Here's a swing and a little tapper in front of the mound. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
The center fielder, number 13, Manuel Margot.
One out now in the Tampa Bay 7th, and that'll bring up the versatile center fielder Manuel Margot. First pitch of the at-bat.
Inside.
He's ready. Here's the 1-0. Chased a bad one there. 1-1. Bases are empty. One man out. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Hayes is there. 2 gone.
The batter, number 8.
So Tampa's batting order turns over and set to go. Brandon Lau, 2 for 3 with a double on his line so far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Just off the outside, and it's 1-0.
1-0.
And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. Three and 0 now.
Every base runner in a close game like this really matters, so you can't afford to be giving out free passes this late.
And this one misses inside. A ball. He walked him, and they've got themselves a 2-out base runner.
It was obvious when the count ran to 2-0 that they were not going to give this guy anything to hit. Sometimes you have to pick your battles, and they're going to try their luck with the next hitter.
Your attention, please.
So with a left-handed hitter waiting, they'll go to their own left-hander out of the bullpen.
Richard Dwyer.
So coming to the plate, Joey Wendell. And Dan, what's the plan of attack here for the guy on the mound?
Well, I think they have to go right after him. He's pretty unlikely to take you deep, but if you allow him to get on base, the chances of him scoring and tying this game become a lot greater.
First offering on its way. And this one runs up high, ball one. Lifetime against this particular arm. He's hitless in 3 at-bats. Grounded softly to the right. Flips it behind his back. And not too shabby out of the pen. Takes just 2 pitches to get the ground ball, and that ends the inning. Rays strand just the one. They trail it here 6-4. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and standing in is the DH, Renato Nunez.
We all know this guy's a real good fastball hitter. We saw how far he could hit one. He got a fastball that he liked, and he turned that thing around, and it got out of here in a hurry.
Low for ball one.
1 ball, no strike. Yeah.
Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
At the knees for a called strike, and it's back to even at 2-2.
He dropped that curveball in for a strike right there, but don't kid yourself. That's a dangerous pitch. He needs to start thinking about maybe working that back door, or that could get some serious damage done to it.
And there's a base hit, so a chance for some insurance here to start out the home half of the 7th. Throw won't get him.
Wow, not sure what the pitcher was thinking, serving up a fastball right over the heart of the plate. His eyes got as big as saucers as he blasts this thing, putting himself in the scoring position to start off the inning.
Chris Davis at the plate now, as he will swing and miss at a breaking pitch on the outer half. It's 0-1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And he falls behind 0-2. Working for the punch out and the offering. And he'll strike out here yet again, as it's been a ball game to forget thus far. 4 strikeouts.
Boy, that's the best pitch in baseball right there with 2 strikes. That elevated fastball. Every hitter thinks that, hey, they can do something with that, but most of the time you get the result that you saw right there. A big swing and a miss and another strikeout.
At the plate now, Austin Hayes, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. The 1-0.
That's a tough pitch right there. Curveball, kind of front hip. Your first move is to bail a little bit and kind of not want to get hit by that pitch. I can totally understand him taking that first strike.
Now a changeup, but it misses just a little below the zone. Swing, and he pops him up. Looks to be playable in foul ground. And this will not be caught. It's a foul ball. Here now the 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full. The 3-2 pitch. And this misses here for ball 4. Just the second walk he's issued here into his 7th inning of work.
I'm sure the manager is fine with that. He tried to entice him with that 3-2 pitch, but he didn't take the bait. First base was open, though, so he just needs to make a good pitch for a ground ball.
Chaz Rowe takes the call from the pen as he'll try to get the final 2 outs of this 7th frame. DJ Stewart will be his first assignment here, as he'll face him with runners at first and second and 1 gone. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Runners are at first and second with one away. And that misses 1-1. Rowe was known as a short relief specialist, a guy who came in, got one or two big outs, but with the new pace of play rules, they're forcing a change for this right-hander. A good action on the two-seamer there, and it's 1-2. Oh, it's on the ground to second. Did he get his double play? On to first, and talk about doing the job out of the bullpen. One batter, 2 outs, and the inning is over. Orioles leave one. They're up 6-4. New inning set to get underway, and that'll give way to the third baseman, Yandy Diaz. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Lays off 1-0. Now the pitch. And this is hit hard to the right side. Foul. He's set. Here comes the 1-1.
No.
Man, that's one of those. How could you not swing at that one? A good take there on that pitch.
And the pitch. To 2-2 now.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tying run stands on deck, but it'll only matter if the guy in the box can get on base.
Yeah, and that has to be his mentality at the plate right now, Matt. He can't be the hero, so he needs to do what he can to give the guy behind him a chance to be the guy.
Hit down the line at first. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Time now for our starter comparison, and that tells the story. As you can see, neither guy able to get past 5 innings. Next to bat will be the Tampa Bay cleanup hitter, Ji-Man Choi. First delivery to him on the way.
Yep.
And he pours this one in at the letters. 0-1. 1 out, nobody on. And it's quickly 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch.
Ball.
Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2. Skied in the air to straightaway left. On the run is Santander. He gets there, and that's the 2nd out.
Now batting, the right fielder, Hunter Renfroe.
Settling in now, Hunter Renfroe. He hits with 2 away as they continue to trail in this close game.
Well, Matt, this has been a big inning on the mound. He's had to face the middle of the order, and so far he's held them at bay.
Yeah, this feels like the kind of inning we'll look back on at the end of the game, even if the result of it changes dramatically here. Here's the first pitch to him. And this will be swung on and bounced on the ground to second. That's through for a base hit, his 2nd of the ball game.
Now batting, designated hitter, Jose.
Michael Givens
Takes the mound now, and it appears he's being brought in to face the right-handed batter who waits next.
Yeah, you usually don't hear the term righty specialist very often, but that's kind of how they're using him here, Matt. Most hitters have a harder time against pitchers of the same handedness, so we'll see if this move pans out.
Stepping in now, Jose Martinez, as he takes a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1.
No.
Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Tough pitch to lay off there, but he did, and it's even up at 2-2.
Wow, really close pitch on 0-2. That just missed, and if he hits that spot right there again, he might get the call next time.
Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. A runner on first with 2 away. A swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. 1 left for Tampa. Score remains steady at 6-4. Bottom of inning number 8 set to go, and standing in is the rookie third baseman, Bobby Dahlbeck.
Bobby Dahlbeck.
Here comes the first pitch. And action now in the Tampa Bay pen, as it looks like a right-hander's begun to get loose. Set to deliver the 0-1. Ball 1 as he lays off below the zone. And the pitch misses low and away for ball 2.
Hey, that's a nice take by the batter right there, but that's a non-competitive off-speed pitch. Got to do better to at least entice a swing.
The 2-1 is taken, ball 3.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Line drive to center field. That's in for a base hit. He's now 3 for 4. So it's a leadoff base hit to open their half of the 8th.
Yeah, that hard hit single right there. That's clean. 3 for 4. He's looking locked in.
Severino.
Standing in now, Pedro Severino, and it's fouled away. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. He's set. Here's the 0-1. 1-1.
We're playing 11. 1 ball, 1 strike.
From the belt, the pitch. Right on the inside, Black with the slider. Laid off but called a strike. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. On the ground to short. Could this be 2? There's 1. And a good save at first on the offline throw, so they just get the 1.
Well, he definitely rushed himself on that return throw to first there, and he threw it away. They got the force at second, and the runner didn't advance, so it'll just be scored a fielder's choice.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Jose Iglesias. 4 hits for him in this one, all singles. Here comes the first pitch. Ball 1. Runners on first with 1 down. Fastball well outside. Left side. And there's a base hit as that gets through into left. Boy, and they have not been able to get him out. This is now a 5-hit ball game for him here, and those don't come along every day.
Alberto.
At the plate, Hanser Alberto, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. Looking at his lifetime numbers, Alberto is slugging a little under the 400 mark, so the chances of his connecting with the ball right here aren't particularly good. There's a breaking ball, but it's laid off and doesn't find the zone. This is on the ground over to first. A dive, and he knocks it down. But the recovery will come too late, and the bases are loaded now.
He was able to spit on that first slider right there, guys, but he didn't let the second one go. Able to execute and drive the baseball.
So striding forward now, Anthony Santander. He got under one and popped out his last time up.
Yeah, I don't mind him trying to drive the ball in the air, but he can't collapse the backside, and that's exactly what he did in his last at bat. Look for him to stay a little taller and keep that upper half a little bit more over him.
Here's the first pitch to him. Bases are loaded with only 1 out. Now a fastball off the plate away, a ball and a strike. The 1-1 home is a fastball swung on and missed. And he will look at a called third strike. Oh, and a big one there as the bases stay loaded, and there are 2 gone now.
That's a pretty unique pitch sequence, guys. Usually pitching is all about mixing pitches and location, but he threw that all out the window to get that strikeout. He offered the same pitch 3 times in a row, so I guess he sort of used that reverse psychology to outthink his opponent.
And here's Renato Nunez. High in the air down the right field line. Oh, he brought it back. Orioles leave him loaded. They still lead it 6-4. Kicking off the top of the 9th, Willy Adames, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Hey, not an easy thing to do to try to come back and tie a game or take the lead off of a guy like this, one of the game's elite closers.
Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. The 1-0.
Outside ball.
Hey, you want to talk about being in the zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
Now the 2-0.
That's the exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
And he can't catch the corner here, so he's behind 3-1.
Hey, leading off an inning in this situation, 3 balls on you. You have to know that a solo shot's not tying this game up. You have to find a way to get on base any way possible.
Swing and a miss much too early, and that makes it a full count. And this pitch misses here. It's ball 4, and they've got a leadoff base runner aboard to start the 9th.
Well, when you go with a slider there in a full count, you're hoping that the hitter is thinking fastball and swings through it. Didn't work out that way, though. He lays off and gets the free pass.
Striding in, Kevin Smith. He was retired via the ground ball last time up.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result. That's his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
Now a swing and a fly ball. But this is going to wind up a foul ball.
Not surprised he's laid on a heater right there. Just saw an off-speed pitch. Wanted to stay back a little bit too long.
Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap. And the runner from first comes around to score.
That will drive a pitching coach crazy. He has the hitter down 0-2 in the count, and instead of making him chase at something off the plate, he grooves one that's driven down the line for a run-scoring double. Have to make better pitches on an 0-2 count.
In now, Manuel Margot, as he grounds one briskly to short. And that's through into left, a base hit. Throw comes back into the infield as that tying run will hold up at third with still nobody out.
You know, D-Roll, the old school thinking sometimes is when you're going through a bad streak like this guy, any way you can get on a little jam shot, even though it wasn't pretty, maybe this could get this guy finally going.
Yeah, I can't tell you how good that had to feel right there. There's moments where you slap that donut off your bat, you don't even want to walk to home plate. You're scuffling so bad.
So far, 2 for 3 in this one. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hey, this isn't going to be an easy save. These guys are making him work for this one.
Called strike, and he's behind 1-2. Possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Nobody out. And 2-2. Swing and a line drive into left field, a base hit. Here comes the runner from third, and that's going to tie the ball game in the top of the 9th.
You know, D-Roll, there are some guys that shy away from hitting when it really counts. Top of the 9th, and this guy comes through to tie this thing up.
Yeah, he was able to slow the moment down right there. Get this back to square. There's still a bottom of the 9th looming. Let's see if they can tack on a few more.
Paul Fry comes on now in an awfully difficult situation as there are 2 on here with nobody out. To the plate now, Joey Wendell, as he'll square around to bunt, then pull back for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Trying to give himself up here, but this is foul, so the runners will return. The 1-1 pitch. Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. bunt attempt, but this one might have too much on it. To second for one. On to Davis, but too late, and they'll settle for just the one.
That was kind of a high degree of difficulty play that time. You see the off-balance throw to second base, and he couldn't get a lot on it, but they did get the out.
Now to the plate, Yandy Diaz. And clearly this is a critical moment in this ball game. Go ahead run at third with one away. Here's the first pitch. Now a throw over, and he's back in standing. Outside for a ball, 1-1.
Hey, he threw that pitch with a purpose to get a double play. Good job to let it go by, though, as a hitter.
The 1-1 pitch.
No, that's a ball.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball in play hard.
Seared down the first baseline, but this will wind up a foul ball. 2-2. Runners are at the corners with one man out. And solid contact there as this ball is belted high in the air out to left. It's out of here, and they've taken the lead in the ninth. Santa Maria. So a 3-run blast to straightaway left as they jump ahead by 3. We've seen these squads go yards 6 times now today. This game has developed into an absolute slugfest, huh, guys?
Dan, they're absolutely not going to cover off the ball. I'm curious to get your take on this. I didn't find it to be the truth. I didn't mind hitting at night, but a lot of guys say they see the ball better during the day.
You know what's funny, D-Row, is I preferred to pitch in night games as opposed to day games. I always thought it was advantage to the hitter, and so far that looks like it's the case in this one right here. They must be seeing the ball really well because they're just absolutely smoking the baseball right now.
Hunter Renfroe.
Striding in once again, Hunter Renfroe. It's been a 2-for-4 effort for him so far in the ballgame. Outfield shaded a bit to left center. The first pitch. Turned on, but that's ripped foul down the third baseline. The windup and the 0-1.
Ball.
Clearly off with his timing on that one, a swinging strike.
It's not easy to get your barrel to a pitch that high. That can be an effective location as long as he keeps it above the letters.
Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2.
I love the fact that the hitter was able to foul that pitch away. I always thought with 2 strikes, you give the pitcher that inside part of the plate and you do your best to cover away.
The 2-2. Hit hard, but right into the shift. And that gets through a base hit. He's 3 for 5.
Now batting, designated hitter, Jose Martinez.
At the plate now, Jose Martinez, as the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And low. It's a ball and a strike. Now a swing and a miss at a slider for a strike. 2 out with the man at first. Changeup, and that fades down and away. 2-2. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Rays DH.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
And whoa, awfully close, but it's ball 4 according to Woody Keller.
Oh man, I think this walk is going to grind at him for a bit. He just missed, and now the inning continues with the man in scoring position.
Sean Armstrong takes over now with 2 gone here in the top of inning number 9.
Number 43, Sean Armstrong.
Willie Adames will be his first assignment here as he'll face him with runners at first and second and 2 away. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Looked like he just tried to do too much with that fastball right there. He overthrew it a little bit. That's pretty much the case when you airmail a fastball like that.
The 1-0 home is taken, strike 1. Armstrong playing here in his age 29 season. He was taken in the 18th round back in 2011.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
Well above the letters with the fastball that time. Grounded down the third baseline, but this will be a foul ball as that evens things at 2-2. From the stretch, and he struck him out. So a good pitch there, and now they're going to need to string some hits together in this last at bat if they want to get back in this thing, but not before 5 cross the plate, with the big blow being this 3-run home run. Last chance coming up for the Orioles. It's the Rays 9 and the Orioles 6. Nick Anderson takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door. At the plate, Chris Davis. Been a really tough one on him. Already wearing the golden sombrero with 4 strikeouts.
Hey, not impossible, but highly improbable. Even when you're at home to score 3 runs off a closer like this guy, they've got the work cut out for him.
No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch.
Ball. Playing 11, 1-1.
He pulls this one high and deep to right center field. Racing back the center fielder. Now a leaping effort at the wall, but he comes up empty. This one is gone. Home run. It's a solo home run for Chris Davis. Number 18 for him on the campaign, as this lead has been sliced down to 2.
Up next for the Orioles, the center fielder.
Stepping in now, Austin Hayes. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. As we near the end of this one, I think it's safe to say that the story of the game has undoubtedly been the long ball. Guys, what do you think about what we've witnessed?
Well, as a former offensive player, I absolutely love it. Kudos to both lineups for doing absolute damage today. One of the most fun watches of the year.
You know, D-Row, what this shows me is this new age way of guys going up there, and they're swinging hard. You need to make good pitches, quality pitches, and if you don't have command of the fastball, you're in for a long day, and we saw that here this afternoon, a ball flying out at near record pace.
Ball too high.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Called strike 2 as he locks him up there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a crucial count for both pitcher and hitter. So, Dan, what was your approach on the mound in that count? Do you still pitch for the strikeout here?
Action pitch right here, 2-2. The last thing you want to do is to fall behind and count 3-2.
Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away.
Hey, I'm not sure what he was sitting on right there. It might have been sitting on an off-speed pitch, but instead he gets the fastball way late. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
Into the box, DJ Stewart, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He was a double play victim last time around. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's a called strike at the letters, though that looked high from here. It's 0-2 now. Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2.
I could understand the first pitch being tough on the umpire to debate whether it was a strike or a ball, but no debating that last one. That thing was way off.
And that is swung on and missed, and things are starting to look bleak here for the home 9. There are 2 away now.
This tells me a lot about this guy. He's done a real nice job bouncing back from that home run to strike out the next 2 guys. Sometimes you're going to get taken deep, but it's all about how you respond that really matters.
Standing in now, Bobby Dahlbeck, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. He's had a great game so far, and a triple would complete the cycle. The 1-0 is a fastball in off the plate for a ball.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Now the 2-0 home is offered at and missed for the first strike.
I think it's about time to choke up on that bat and get that foot down. He's awfully tardy right now.
Set to deliver on 2-1. Now a ball fouled down the right field line out of play, so that'll move the count to 2-2 now. Baltimore down to their final strike. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball.
Looked to me like he tried to do way too much on that 2-2 pitch. You don't have to come into the zone on that count, but a pitch that far outside isn't going to tempt anyone to swing.
Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Belted high and deep into right center. He's through first and hustling for second, but that'll be off the wall in right center, and he'll pull into second with his 4th hit of the ball game.
The catcher, number 28, Pedro Severino.
Stepping up to the plate, Pedro Severino. He reached on a fielder's choice previously. First pitch on its way. Grounded up the first baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. 2-run game, last of the ninth with 2 away. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands.
You know, in this situation, you almost have to pitch like there's no one on base. That run really doesn't mean anything with the lead they've got. The hitter is the guy that can turn this game on its head.
The 1-1 home. Misses for the second ball.
Watching him on the mound right now, I think he's just having trouble throwing strikes to this guy. Up only 2 runs? I don't think he's working around him.
2 out here and a runner at second. And this is swung on and missed. So with that, they find themselves down to their final strike here this afternoon. And a full count as that misses. It's 3-2 now.
Great take right there, but the last thing you want to do is be called out on strikes to end the game.
And, whoa, awfully close, but it's ball 4 according to Woody Keller.
That is just a great at-bat there. When you're down late, you need base runners any way you can get them, and that never-say-die mentality could be the difference. We'll see how it plays out.
Colin Poche takes over on the mound now as he'll try to get the final out of the ball game here and pick up a save.
Colin Poche.
Ramon Urias will be summoned now to be the pinch runner. Digging in and looking for more, Jose Iglesias. And it looks like this could be a critical at-bat in this one.
Well, a glance at my scorebook shows they haven't been able to get him out yet, so this could be a fun at-bat to watch.